Yo, what's up, fam? It's your boy, Hot Wheels the Clown, and I am back for another sipping on the Camel's milk. I hope that you got your milk ready. Ooh, strong. It's been sitting for a minute. I guess need to stir that thing up a little bit. You know what? Real quick before we jump on into tonight's conversation, I was sitting there watching my intro, and I did not recognize that camel takes a poop. Oh my! I did not realize that camel took a poop. I mean, he just like walking through, just think the bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, y'all go back and watch that. Anywho, y'all listen. Tonight, I decided to come on board. This is my regular night to come on board, but I didn't want to be by myself tonight. Now, I was supposed to have some special guests, but I'm looking backstage, and one of my guests, her device is a little raggedy. The thing a little raggedy. I'm gonna show y'all who it is, but I know she's not gonna say nothing. You see this Adrian, ladies and gentlemen, that's Adrian Hunt Pat, my sister. Her devices is raggedy. Okay, I want y'all to make sure you put some messages in the chat or the comment. Her device is raggedy, and I told her, don't be out here embarrassing me. See, here it is. When I be traveling and stuff, and she be in the same place that I be in, she always be like, "Don't be out here embarrassing me. Don't be out here making me look bad." And every time I do it, just because she tells me not to do it, I do it because that's what little brothers do. And she ends up having to make sure that I'm good. Now she out here in these doggone streets embarrassing me. How you gonna be embarrassing me? I got you live. She probably in church, but she's not here. And she's supposed to be my special guest, one of my special guests tonight, but she's not here. So sorry, sis, I got to take you off. Goodbye. Deuces. Thanks for coming. See ya when you, in fact, because you came, we want to give you a round of applause. All right. Anywho, tonight I have asked a very special guest if she would join on our show because I want to talk about a subject that is so very near and dear to my little heart. Y'all should know that it's near and dear to my heart, so much so that it's got my heart beating fast as we talk about it. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I have had some pretty nice looking people on the show, but tonight, oh, hold on, look who's back. Hold on, give her a round of applause, y'all. Oh, now she froze.
What are you saying about me?
Well, you should have been here.
What are you saying about me?
Listen, don't worry about it. She here now, so I guess since she here, she gonna be here a few minutes because she got to get to church. So
it ain't no quote. I do have to go to church.
When you get saved?
Oh Lord, I've been saved most of my life, but I was just a young lad. Thank you, Lord.
A young lad when you was a young warthog? Okay. All right. Listen here. So listen, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by somebody who decided to get on the show late. Tonight, I have invited a special guest. Now I'm telling you, she's beautiful, y'all. She's got these dreamy eyes, and she got on this red lip right now.
Here you go.
I'm just saying. She got these eyes. Them eyes can just. Anywho, I'm gonna bring. Oh, she giggling on the backstage. If y'all can show, she giggling right now.
That's because you're showing out.
I'm gonna bring her just because. I'm gonna just bring her on because she blushing and carrying on.
Oh my gosh!
You play too much, man.
Hey, listen. I just had to make sure that I was going to put on that clip from Coming to America when Oha was like, she's your queen to be. But
oh my God.
Yeah. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and let Adrian talk to you for a minute, and I'm going to be back. Y'all got it. I'll be back.
Here you go. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
First of all, thank you for being on the show. I already told him that I was gonna hijack the show.
Okay.
He don't, you know, because I think I'm funnier than he is.
Okay. Okay.
But so thank you and welcome.
Yes. Thank y'all for having me.
This is crazy, right? We
Wow.
is live, girl. Well, you look really pretty. So
Well, thank you.
I
Thank you
think
very
I'm
much.
look. I think I'm underdressed.
No, never that.
So how's it going? How is it going?
Man, life is good. Life is going good. It's summertime, which means I have my 12-year-old brother staying with me for the summer.
Oh
So
gosh,
I'm cooking 3 meals a day for somebody who never gets full.
I can
Never.
only imagine.
Nobody told me that preteen boys were this much work. Can we take him back to when he was small and sweet and didn't eat a whole lot?
Maybe they always hungry. What are you talking about?
Always, always.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. They always hungry.
that's okay.
But no, that is. I mean, y'all get to do a lot of fun stuff?
The weather hasn't been cooperating much this year. It's been either raining or like ridiculously hot, but he loves to go to the beach. So we're hoping for a weekend where we can get no rain and we don't have anything else to do. So we can go hang out at the beach for a day and maybe go to the pool for a day. So he loves it because he
Nice.
has no schedule. He just gets to relax and do whatever he want to do.
I need that kind of life. Okay. So you he brought you on here, but he talking about I don't know what to say. Well, that's fine. Cause we good. So question.
Answer.
Oh Lord. Did you see his face?
Right, like briefly there.
Annoying because I'd already told him, like, don't worry about it. So the subject tonight is basically we're talking about leadership and the untold truths about it. And the thing is that everybody want to be in leadership, but everybody is not capable and able to be in leadership. What do you think is our biggest misconception of being in leadership? And not necessarily just in the organization, I mean, period.
That it's glamorous and full of perks and that you get the best of everything and all of that good stuff. That's not leadership. Leadership is headaches, sleepless nights, stress, but in the end knowing that you're accomplishing whatever the goals are that you set for your team, your organization, your business, whatever. But leadership is a job. It's not something easy. It's a job.
I had to come back in because we can't see her face, and she out here embarrassing me in these trees again. This is the okay.
My bad. I didn't even realize it was off. I was just listening, like, yeah, you're right.
I say I'm gonna have to stay on because you won't do right.
Whatever. See, I'm like, no, but for real. So, like, being in leadership, it's not. There is nothing glamorous about being at the top. There's nothing glamorous about being in charge. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Well, because one thing is that and when you're in charge, if something doesn't go right, they don't blame the people who were supposed to do it. They blame you.
Yep.
Now the good side about it is that if it goes well, they be like, look what she did. So it's a double-edged sword. That's what I'm saying. But most people don't understand that it's a lot of headache and crying and sleepless nights in leadership.
Everybody's pointing the finger at you when somebody underneath you drops the ball, and
Yeah. It's not always it's not always so wonderful. And yes, you get to see me and I get the, I get the name, but what about when you mess up? Because everybody has an opinion and you ain't gonna please everybody.
So I got a question then for both of y'all, since y'all is leaders. I'm just a janitor. I just want you to be clear. I'm just a janitor. I come behind and clean things up. That's what I do. Were you born a leader, or did life just refuse to give you a choice to do something else?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question. Some people say leaders are born. Some people say leaders are made. I have an A-type personality. I'm bossy. I admit it.
Oh, she's an alpha woman. All right.
Listen, if you are truly my friend, then I've probably bossed you around and said, no, you're going to do this, or no, you're not going to do this. I remember telling Adrian, oh, you're not going to stop. You going to keep going, you know? So, but I am, my friends will say, she's so bossy.
I like a woman that can take charge. Amen.
Bossy with love, though,
You don't need no love.
So I don't know if it's, I don't know if I would say, leaders are born or leaders are made. But what I do know is that if you have it in you to be a leader, then you're going to lead and you're going to shine.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have it in you to be a leader, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. There's definitely things that you can learn about leadership. You're not born with all the skills and all the know-how. So you can definitely learn. But if you're just not someone who was destined to be a leader in whatever it is that you're doing, those lessons aren't going to stick and it's not going to work.
So then, that being said, what's probably the most overrated leadership advice that you've ever been given that it sounds good on paper, but it really fall apart in real life?
I'm in charge. You do what I say.
Yeah.
Nigga, I am in charge, didn't you know?
That ain't how it works, though. Especially because if you don't have anybody following you, then who you leading?
What you say, Angel? Come on, talk to me. I don't want to hear what Adrian talking about. She ain't talking about
nothing. Gosh, the most overrated piece of advice. I think the most overrated piece of leadership advice that I've received, and I'm going back to like employment, like the real world,
Yeah.
Is that as long as you have a plan and you stick to it, then you will get the results that you need. You're gonna hit your goals, you're gonna hit your quotas, as long as you just plan it out and stick to the plan, then it's gonna work, it's gonna be fine. That's not always necessarily true. And when I first got into management, I struggled because I'm like, I got my plan, I'm doing everything that I said I was going to do according to my plan. But what I missed was my plan did not include my team. And we couldn't hit those goals unless I shared my plan with my team and had their buy-in to make sure that we achieve what we needed to achieve. So I would say, write out your plan, stick to your plan everything out. That was just not entirely true.
That was a good one right there. That team piece, because I think sometimes leaders we don't plan with the team in mind.
Yep.
Like, we got it. Like, it's gonna happen. But it's the little people, quote unquote, the little people who we don't think about. What you trying to see? What you trying to see, Adrian?
What the comments are saying? Hold on, let me fix it.
How you gonna fix something? You can't fix nothing. I'm in charge. Okay,
you're not in charge.
I'm in charge. Listen, I'm like the girl on Hustle and whatever. I'm in charge. Okay,
in charge.
That's right. Say it again. Say it till you mean it.
You ain't in charge. You are not in charge.
You don't think this is my podcast? You think I ain't in charge? I'm gonna show you. Bam! God bless you. Who in charge? Snap, snap. That's right, Christian.
You better
Snap,
be
snap. That's
You
right.
better be glad I can't get to you right now, but just wait.
The Lord is kind. No, ain't nobody scared of you.
Just
Nobody's
wait.
scared of you. This is my show. You
And
get
I
your
was
own
trying
show.
to speak to Zoe because he was like, "Hey, I see you have two of your favorite big heads."
Hey, big head.
Okay, we say,
Oh,
"Hey, big head."
It's big head season now. Okay.
I'm telling you, wait till session. I'm gonna be walking around,
What is this?
grabbing people by the waist, saying, "Excuse me, little daddy."
Little daddy, wait. Hold on. Wait, whoa. Okay, so wait a minute. So y'all see y'all. It's all these little rabbit holes.
Do that.
We're gonna pause real quick on the leadership thing. Angel, you just got done watching the Polygamist not too long ago. How you feel about that?
Listen. I was mad that everybody talked. Oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. So, at first I was like, they mouth ain't matching his words. I'm not trying to hear. And then I was like, wait, what she said? And then I was hooked. I was just like, ooh, she went to the house. Wait a minute, that's her house. I was hooked. I was
say, baby, he was on team too much. Okay,
man, listen.
Wasn't nothing wrong with Jonas. Y'all just didn't understand him.
I see that.
He was a great leader. Okay, listen, hold on. Let me address something real quick since I'm the leader right now. You gonna stop getting on this doggone show eating in front of these people and ain't brought enough for nobody.
I got some Mike and Ike's. These my favorite.
Last week
you was a commercial.
Last time you was eating chicken.
I'm fat.
Now,
what else you want from me?
I'm just trying to tell you. Now, I killed the Bacchusauruses the last time, but now
it don't mean nothing. I'm a little fluffy, and I like snacks. Leave me alone.
Okay.
I ain't bothering nobody.
Well, you are. Okay, so then, all right, let's do a leadership breakdown then of this polygamous. Let's talk about Jonas, the CEO of the company, because I think there was this interesting dynamic between him and his brother, the leader, follower. I mean, because you said you're a little bossy, you know what I'm saying?
If the leader is a liar, then
what his followers are too.
Right.
Was he really a liar?
He was.
That man had a whole wife.
Who did he lie to?
It was like, oh, this is my brother.
He lied to Joyce.
He lied to everybody.
No, we got to think about this again.
Right, Katie, and he do. Go ahead.
We got to think about that again because I don't believe. Hold on. Somebody said something.
Hey, I gotta go.
Bye. Get to church then. Go pray for us.
Lord.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
He ain't gonna hear your prayers though. Don't worry about it. So that's okay. So I really think through this thing as far as leadership is concerned because all of us would like. Yes, Maria Haynes. That show is on Netflix. You got to check it out. It is amazing. You will love it. You will get hooked around episode 3.
You will be so hooked, girl. Get your popcorn.
Don't worry about the fact that the words in the mouth don't worry about that.
Don't even worry about it. Just keep going.
Just keep watching. Just keep watching. You'll be okay. So, all right, let me go back to the leadership. Wait a minute. If the leader is a liar, so are the followers.
That's big facts though, because if the leader is lying and those following the leader know, like, well, this isn't entirely true, but we just gonna go with it. I mean, the whole ship is gonna sink. Come on. That company, take it back to the polygamist, he was having issues, with the company, everything. The leader was a liar.
But because you said he lied to everybody.
Name one person he didn't lie to.
He didn't lie to
that man lied to himself.
Okay, wait a minute. Come on, Angel. Come. I'm trying to go with you. I'm trying to go with you. I'm trying to go with you now. But my struggle, how did he lie to everybody?
Name one person that he was truthful to. He lied to his wife, his wife, his
Okay,
wife,
when did he
his
lie to her?
mistress.
When did he lie to her?
A lie of omission is still a lie. Number one. So he never told anyone what was it, what was the real number two? What was Joyce?
It was Joyce, and then it was the kind of heavy set bald headed one.
Okay, that one. You said that is somebody's, that's your sister-in-law? He started off lying.
That's all I can do right now. That's all I can do right now.
If you're a liar, you're going to have a whole company, a whole list of liars behind you, because you're at the top. You're lying,
right.
you're making it like, you condone this, like it's okay. This behavior is okay. I'm the leader, and I'm gonna lie a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to lie a little bit. It's okay to break the rules.
But when does
It's
such
okay to be
behavior
morally wrong.
when does such behavior ever enter into the hearts of the people, though? Because you think about it, when does that start, though? Because some people can say that starts when you're a child, because your parents lie to you. Do as I say, not as I do.
Do as I say, not as I do.
That's lying. That's lying. You're lying.
That is, don't tell me that it's wrong and you do it. But see, I had a unique childhood, because I used to be like, but mommy, it was wrong. And I used to get away with that. I had a young mama, and so we used to have like whole philosophical conversations like, so you my child, and you gonna tell me that it was wrong? Yes, because you told me that I shouldn't do this, and why should grown-ups get to do it and kids don't get to do it? But I remember I talked to her one time. I said, I can't believe you used to let me have like these whole little conversations with you. And she said, because I wanted you to grow up to think for yourself, trust your parents that they're going to lead you the right way, show you the right way, but absolutely think for yourself. And if you disagree with a rule that I give you as a child, I need you to be able to think for yourself. And when you become an adult, be like, you know what? Yeah, no, I disagree with that, and I'm gonna go this way. But that's one situation. Like, that's
because it's a reality. I mean, this whole matter of lying leaders, well, we could be there for a long, long time. But I don't just want to harp on the bad ones, because there are some good ones, right? But how do you know what then should be the characteristics of a good leader? Because the Bible says, "Oh Lord, I almost went to the Bible side, Lord." The Bible says, "Mark the perfect man and follow him." So what then should we look for to mark that we should follow?
So, and this is not a closed list, but when I think of a leader, when I think of somebody that I want to follow somebody who is not afraid to do the work that they want me to do. I want someone. I want my leader to be truthful. I'm big on that. I want my leader to be truthful. I want my leader to be loyal. I want my leader to have a vision more than this what we do, and so that's it. And I need a leader that's going to inspire me. I feel like all leaders, if there's nobody that you inspire, if there's no one that says, I want to learn from you, I want to be like you, is that really a good leader? I mean, I've had, again, we're going to take it to the real world. I've had leaders where my goal was to make sure that I was never that kind of manager. I never want to be that type of employee. That's not a leader. That's someone who is just in a role, taking up space, and has the title for the role.
So if those are what good leaders are, let's flip that. Talk to us about a moment that you had a bad leader and you just knew in this moment, this ain't the one that's supposed to be in charge. They got it wrong somewhere.
Okay. When I had a manager that, well, I don't work there no more, so I can say it. When I had a manager that I didn't realize that I was doing something incorrectly, right? I thought that the manager was doing it. The manager never checked to make sure I was doing it. The end result was, I think I had about 2 months of vacation time that year. And I just remember looking up like, he probably shouldn't have been the one that y'all promoted, because this man just let us get away with everything. And that's when I really started looking at all the things that we were supposed to do. And, he didn't even know, he didn't know that we were supposed to do these things. It's like, this is who you moved up the ladder. How is the person that's leading us? He doesn't know the system. He doesn't know when something is supposed to be done. He doesn't know, and it's okay not to know how to do something. That's okay. Everybody has to learn. But you have to be able to say, I don't know how to do this. Can you show me how to do this? You got to be humble enough to admit that you don't have all the answers and you need some help. So if the leader is just sitting in his office playing games on his phone all day, every day, he probably shouldn't have been hired.
So let me ask you this question. Have you ever been the bad leader in somebody else's story?
Oh, yeah.
So how'd you become a good leader?
Hmm.
And did you know that you were a bad leader in that moment?
There have been times where I knew I was a bad leader and I didn't know how to turn it around, because I was so focused on the fact that I didn't mean to be a bad leader, and I wanted them to know that I wasn't being this bad leader on purpose. I was so stuck on trying to change their opinion of me that I couldn't focus on fixing what I let break. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm so focused on, well, you think I'm a bad leader. I want you to know that I'm not a bad leader. I'm a good leader. This is just how I do this, or this is just what I said. Or I had to take a step back, do a little self-reflection, and say the problem is me. I gave them this perception. I dropped the ball. Stop focusing on letting you know what my intentions were, and let me put my intentions into play. Let me show you, let's get ourselves back on track. So, yeah, and any leader that can't sit there and say, I was wrong, that's not a leader. That's someone that's just, you holding that management spot, you holding that leadership spot.
Hold on, give me 2.5. I'm about to do something. I just did something real quick, and we'll see if it happens. Zoe, check your inbox. So let me ask this question, because we hear a lot of conversation about servant leadership. Servant leadership. There's a big buzzword now, whether you're in corporate America or whether you're in the church world, it's all about the servant leadership. Is servant leadership real, or is that just a nice way of saying do more for less credit?
I think it depends on how you look at it. I think if you look at things with a negative mindset, you're always going to find something negative to say about it.
Okay.
If you are truly looking at this to say, what does it mean to be a servant leader? Am I living up to that? Or is my leader, living up to that? If you're looking at it and trying to be just fair and, non-biased in that and have a positive upbeat about it, then, no, it's not, it's not something that's just a buzzword. It's real.
Okay. There are quite a few leaders that are commenting in this chat that got them little titles and little things, So here's the question. Oh, this gonna get gooder and gooder right here now. Here is the question. What actually motivates people to perform in your experience?
I think that you need to know what their goals are, and you need to be able to incorporate their goals in the overall team or organization's goals. And when they know that you're working for them to achieve their goals as well as the rest of the overall goals of the group, you're on the right path.
Gotcha.
I mean, if it's all about my goals, how many people are like, yeah, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, because we all trying to help you reach your goal. What about our goals?
Well, I think and I'm gonna say, what. Let me add somebody else to this chat real quickly. Like I said, there's always a joy of knowing that anybody can pop in with us. So, welcome, Zoe, to the show.
Hey, big head.
Hey, big head. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Zoe, do this for me real quick. Turn your phone this away. There you go.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Thanks for hopping on with us, man. I think that so let me go back to the last question, because one of the things that I think is a struggle, Angel, is and I'm trying not to go organizationally. I'm trying to keep this above, on a level here. But there is the reality that, unfortunately, every time a new leader comes to the seat, the direction has to change, because we don't do good enough. We don't do a good job of strategic planning so that the direction of an organization is set for the next 5 to 10 years. So every time a new leader comes to the seat, the purpose changes, or the vision changes, or, one of the, I'm going to get in trouble here, but I'll take it later. We like to say it ain't about the man, it's about the brand. But if you never defined your brand, then every time a new man comes to the seat, we're going to change what we're going to do. So how the organizations, whether fraternal, corporate, whatever, how do we get to a place, especially us as a people, get to a place where we really take stuff like strategic planning serious, and not look and leadership not look at that as you trying to tie my hands from doing what I want to do? And so you can jump in on that too,
So I think the first thing is that leadership, and wait, let me give a disclaimer. I'm not saying that this isn't being done now. Okay. Yeah. But in a general sense, I think that leadership has to come out of the mentality of, when I get there, I'm going to do ABC, XYZ. I had in this organization, I had the opportunity to work on the strategic planning committee for a while, joint committee. I loved doing that, because it was like, okay, we have these leaders on both sides of the house saying, yes, this is what we want to do. This is the brand that we want to put out. This is the goal that we have. This is what we want the world to know about us. I love that. If everybody has the mindset of, well, when I get to the seat, I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. Then, you lose that continuity. You lose that motivation, of your subordinates, of your members. It can't just be about you. You're leading an entire group, organization, class, chapter, court, whatever. And it's not just about you. Yes, everybody has their own spin on how they want something to be when it comes to leadership. Well, I want to incorporate this, I want to incorporate that, and that's fine. But we can't lose sight of the overall goal. And I will say, I see cohesiveness and people coming together and saying, this is what we want in the long term. So how do we get there? What steps do we need to take to get there?
So if I can say one thing again, good evening. I don't disagree. I agree with you saying, but one of the things I look at, we all know that leadership is not easy, correct?
That's right.
And one of the main goals, I'm gonna speak for me, right? When I came into the seat in December, I already knew what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, and what was going to be my plan. And I wasn't going to deviate for nothing because I believed in my plan. On my divan purposely, it's a few positions that's down at the bottom, right? In the beginning. And I gave a couple of them committees that I feel will help them as they progress through the line, right? I've heard, well, hey man, that's not my thing, man. I'm giving it to you for a reason because one of the things we have to and let people know that it's going to be hard to be on any line in any temple or court or even imperial, right? If you're not administratively inclined. So you have to start somewhere, right? But if you don't instill this into your people early, then they would never get it. You have to give them a chance. And you don't put them on a committee. I didn't put them on a committee to take it over and expect overnight success. What I did was I took the person who was in charge of the committee a couple of years before and used them as your advisor, right? But we had our Mid-Atlantic Core Shrine Coalition meeting the other day, and I asked one of the candidates, I said, how long you have been in the Shrine? And he said, over 20-something years. I said, okay. I said, in 20-something years, I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes, right? But why should we endorse you? Why should we vote for you? What are you going to bring, or what are you going to do differently that no one else before you haven't done or said they're going to do, right? And that's one of the things that really bothered me. Even with politics, they're going to tell you what they're going to tell you they're going to do, but when they get there, they seem to forget. This organization is great. I love it. But can it be better? Yes. We have to start putting more pen to pad, right? We can't just say we're going to do something just for the sake of shutting people up, right? We have to learn how to really get things done. And times changes. Sometimes, some of these, I've seen it in my temple, people are stuck in doing things the way they used to be. Nope. Some people are afraid of the new, right? But it's up to us. When I say us, the younger generation coming in, you have to continually introducing the new because we don't want to be stuck in what we used to do 20 years ago in the Shrine or 20 years ago in this house. Things are progressively changing every day, right? So, again, one of my goals as a leader is that I'm no good without my team, but everybody on my team, they should be on my level. And it's up to me to help them get there. As I said in my comment before you brought me in, people say, well, people are born leaders. Well, you can also teach a person to be a leader, but that person had to be willing to accept what you're willing to teach. So that's
facts.
So I think that's interesting. So of course, there's this dynamic for me. I know you're speaking from an organizational standpoint, and I am too. But the organization I'm speaking from is my church. I lead a group of people as their senior leader. You're a potentate. This is, of course, this leadership conversation goes across the board. Mm-hmm. But I think the something that leaders have to understand is that trust in your leadership is not automatically given because you ascend to a location. When I came in as the senior pastor of the church that I pastored before I went now, yes, I had the seat, but that didn't mean I had the authority.
Right.
Okay. And once again, I'm talking from my context. You might be the pastor, but you ain't the pastor. No, let me rephrase it. You may be the preacher, but you ain't the pastor. That takes time, right? And I think sometimes leaders have to understand that just because you moved up into the role don't mean that people necessarily trust you to do the job just yet. That's not an automatic. You got to prove yourself. Yeah, you may have proved yourself at the level you were in before, but now you got to prove yourself at the level you're in now, especially now that you're in a position where you can tell somebody what to do.
See the key word you just said, that paraphrase you said, the key word was trust, right?
Hmm.
Once people gain the trust in you, everything should be fine then. But it's going to take a while. Trust don't come overnight, right? But once they see that they can trust in you and they see your vision, they see what you're trying to do, right? Because and we all seen leaders that have come in and say they're going to do something, but they try to manipulate the system, right? I got to be able to trust you, right? So if you're telling me you're going to do a job, then I'm going to take your word for that. That's trust. But the minute you show me that you're not doing what you actually spoke on, then my views might change towards you. So I think your key word in there was trust, and that's a powerful word. That's just my opinion.
I think one thing that Zoe said that really stood out was you said, you have people that make these, political type promises, and then when they get there, or some years down the line, like they get there and then some years down the line, like they haven't done what they were supposed to do. I think one thing that any leader should be able to do is adapt and grow. So if you, I know the nobles, your election, I think you guys start at the OG spot and everything else is appointed.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna use the nobles for example. Who you are when you're elected as the Oriental Guide, if you continue up all the seats, you should be a different person by the time that you hit the East.
Well,
Growth.
I'm gonna tell you, I agree somewhat. I was told once you get to the high priest and prophet, that should change your whole mentality far as this dying. For me personally, the high priest and prophet was a very challenge was the most challenging position yet that I've experienced in the shrine. Because the way my temple was set up, the high priest and prophet, you was in charge, of course, of making sure you pray and you did group supervision by yourself. But it becomes a heavy burden every day when you get a phone call, hey, pray for this person's sick. And if you're not that person, you have to put yourself in that, you got to be in that mode, right? If you're not a person, and everybody's not a praying person, right? We know that. But that position challenged me so hard that year that once I got out the seat, I felt like it was a breeze. It was a breeze because what was demanded from that position. So I'm not disputing the Oriental guide position, but for me personally, that high priest and prophet position, it challenged me so hard that year. And it made you work because you constantly working because your phone is ringing all the time and you got to constantly do something. Like I said, I was in charge of group supervision. We had at the time we had over 140 nobles. So you got to reach out to people, have conversations with people. You got to introduce yourself to people because everybody don't come to meetings. So you find yourself talking to people you don't know and they don't know you. But again, I don't, I know the daughters, every position now is voted on, correct? I
Correct.
just think again, coming in the door, like me, I started at the door, so I've sat every seat in this temple. I just think that again, with leadership, no matter what the position are, if you're a marshal, you're a leader. You're on the diamond. You're a leader. It doesn't. We can't just look at it and say, well, hey, I'm the potentate of the commanders. I'm the leader. Leadership starts the minute you accept a role in your temple. Or if you come in if you're not on the divan, if you're just on a committee, you're still a leader. We all are leaders in this organization. And that's one of the things that we have to constantly instill in one another. You can't just say because you're on a divan, you're considered a leader. No, a leader can be somebody without a position, right? You can be just as strong as a person sitting in a court meeting or a temple meeting with a small committee, but you're leading that committee as a person who's in charge of. So that's, I mean, my outlook on things are totally different sometimes. And again, that's because of the things I've seen through my 9 years of coming up through this line. But leadership is something we should never take advantage of. And I speak on it every day. I write something every day about leadership, right? Because and those things I'm writing is from experience, right? But again, you're not just because, if you're trying to teach somebody, right, Andrews, let's say, I remember when I first met you, you was in charge of the, what was it? The
Egyptian
Egyptian
parade of
tea,
stars.
right?
Hmm.
Exactly, right? And I remember, you said to me, hey, I want to use your help. And I bugged you. Hey, you need my help? You need my help? That's just me. I don't mind, right? I want to see. I'm the type of person I always want to see things grow and be better, right? That's just me, right? Especially if my name is on it, I definitely don't want to see it fail, right? Things happen, but we need people like that at all times, right? You need somebody that's going to be willing to jump in and get their hands dirty and fight for you and fight with you. So again, I tell anybody out there every day, as a leader, just because you sit at that seat and holding that gavel doesn't mean nothing if you're not bringing the people along with you. Because
I
you're not.
mean, that's facts there.
I'm here
So
for a short time, not a long time. So
so then from that perspective, that would change the conversation again, because while we don't necessarily have to practice succession in this organization, we do, because we should always be preparing the person who is going to come behind us. So from the corporate setting, because Angel, we're trying to keep this surface, because I don't want to get no phone calls from my people. Why do you think so many leaders refuse to plan for their own succession? Is it fear? Is it ego? Is it money? It's just
I
I'm
think
gonna tell.
I think sometimes it's ego, and I'm
Yes.
very fond of saying that it's a poor leader who has no succession plan, because you don't have the best interest of whatever you're leading. You don't have the best interest at heart. If you are, if you're the worthy matron and your associate matron, you've not included her in anything, you've not made sure that she understands anything like that, because that's my job. I'm in the East. I'm the one that gets to do ABCXYZ. Well, if you get hit by a bus, now she's not ready, she doesn't know, and then who suffers? Your chapter suffers. If
Mhm.
you are, if you're the deputy, and no, you don't get to choose who the next deputy is, but you can absolutely make sure that there are people who are willing and able and knowledgeable enough to step into your shoes should something happen to you. You can't hold all that knowledge in. Knowledge is nothing if it's not shared. So if your ego is is preventing you from training up the people behind you, that's a poor leader.
So I'm gonna say ego as well because unfortunately, even with your position at your church, nobody might not tell you, but somebody might be sitting back and not really willing to accept the good you're doing because people gravitate to you, right? People tend to hold that against you because others gravitate to you, right? And that's just an example of who you are as a person, right? So you're gonna have those that don't want to see you succeed, right? But uh, we have to learn to accept that, right? Because yes, chips may have been stacked against you coming in as the senior pastor at your church or whatever your position was, but somebody's sitting back and not liking it because why? The response you're getting, and that happens. It's a part of life, right? You can't fault you because people are gravitating to you, not just as a leader, but as a person. So, a lot of it is ego. People love people ego trip out here hard. So I love it. It pushes me. It makes me want to go more. I love it that you pushing against me with your ego. That's just me.
Zoe, you mentioned something earlier that I think we also need to look at as it relates to leadership. You mentioned, younger people coming in, stepping up. I think through, um, I think through. I hate that I'm going Bible so much tonight. Was not my intention to go Bible tonight, but
That's
I'm going
fine.
there.
Hey, do you, man?
You got David and you got Solomon. Okay. Wait a minute. No. I didn't say that right. Saul David.
Okay.
Did I say that right? Wait a minute. Camel's milk. Camel's milk thinking. Saul has killed his thousands, hundreds. David's killed his thousands. These are daughters who were singing this song about the two different leaders that they were currently serving under in one space. You got old leadership You got younger leadership. But I believe the problem in that moment was that David allowed his ego to become inflated by the song of the crowd at his success. As we begin to talk about younger leaders coming onto the scene while older leaders are fading out, I believe that there has to be a balance there so that we're able to truly honor senior leaders for what they've done while honoring the strength and the energy, I'll use that word, that younger leaders are bringing to the scene. Because if it's not navigated properly, you will always have older leaders trying to kill younger leaders. Go back to that ego word, I guess you want to use. So how do you properly balance that from a leadership perspective? If you okay, I'm gonna do this a better way. Angel, I'm gonna have you speak to senior leaders going off the scene. Zoe, I'm gonna have you speak to younger leaders. If you are speaking to older leaders who are transitioning out, Angel, what do you say to them so that they would be willing to allow younger leaders to come in? Because the Bible says that he calls the old because they are wise, but he calls the young because they're strong. So they got to work together. So what do you say to those older leaders?
Aren't you tired?
Mm.
Aren't you tired? That was a question that I asked somebody, that I asked a leader in June, early June. Aren't you tired? You can't do this. Older leaders, you can't do this forever. Is the legacy that you want to leave that despite how talented you were, you took all of that knowledge with you? You took all of those skills with you. You refused to pass that on to someone else. There's nothing wrong with being a mentor. There's nothing wrong with mentoring someone in the way that that you are. I have had some great mentors through the years, whether organizational or business. And one of my mentors said, I don't want you to be just like me. I want you to be you. I want to teach you what I've learned. You glean from that what you want. We have to be able to let go. And in the process of let go, it's not letting go, it's shifting. And when you have successfully mentored people, trained them up the way that we need our leaders to be, they're not going to forget that. It's not like they're going to, what they say, put you out to pasture. It's going to be, I'm so thankful for Miss So and so, Mr. So and so, Deacon so and so, he taught me this, and they're not going to forget that. Like, you're still going to be important, but you're just important in a different way. You gotta be over here. Go on over to the amen corner. It's not so bad, and you're still gonna be needed. But aren't you tired?
Mm, mm. So talk to that young hot gun, that young hot shot leader that just they got all the brilliant ideas, they got all the energy in the world, and it's their turn, so to speak, but the leader won't step aside just yet.
So, I had we had created 12 nobles a few months ago, and one of them came and said, "Hey, man, how do I go about becoming on a diamond?" Right? It was just questioning, right? And I say this: I first thing I said, "Do you aspire to be in the East?" Right? And he said, "What you mean?" I said, "Do you aspire to be the potentate of this temple one day?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "The reason I'm asking that because, for one, if you're coming in and you want to be a leader, there's no need to say you want to be able to dive in after a few years, you're tired and you giving up because now you disrupted the line and we wasted time, right?" So what I tell them is, hey, come in, soak in all the knowledge you can, ask every question you possibly can, because there's no such thing as a wrong question or a wrong answer, right? Ask them, put your seatbelt on because this thing goes fast. But I do inspire people. And as I said earlier, my plan, remember I mentioned earlier what my plan was coming to the year. I tell anybody, whatever your plan is, stick to it. Because again, We tend to be stuck in some of what we used to do 15, 20, 30 years ago. We know times changes. You have to be willing to make those changes as they come because they're going to come fast. So I tell anybody who's just joining the organization, last year sitting in session, one of my guys did for the first time. I said, don't be afraid to ask us questions while we're sitting in here. I said, because I know everything's probably going to be a foreign language, right? That's why I encourage you, get into your book of laws, read, because those things will help you understand when you sit in these meetings, you can go back and say, okay, this is what they was referencing to, right? So one of the things I do push people is learn your book of laws. I was told a long time ago, if you're gonna be on this diamond, man, learn the business of this organization. Learn the business of this organization, right? Because again, things changes. So when you go to these meetings and like in sitting in session on Mondays and Tuesdays, it's a lot of things discussed. But if you're not taking the time and doing your due diligence as reading the information that the literature's been given to you, you're going to be lost. And of course, you're going to have questions. And when the answers come, you're not sure. So I tell anybody that's listening to this podcast, if you're new, get into those books. Don't just get into your pillars, get into your constitution. Learn everything you possibly can because it will help you down the line.
If you learn it for yourself, nobody can tell you how to interpret it.
Exactly.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me that this is what. Let me go find it for myself.
That's good.
It's an index in them books for a reason.
If you had to hand your role that you currently have right now over to someone tomorrow with zero notice, would the person you handed it over to be ready to take it?
Absolutely.
Yes, no doubt.
Would you
No
have
doubt.
any fears in handing it over to them?
Nope.
No,
Not a one.
It's good.
no.
Last question. I'm gonna let y'all go because the evening is drawn on and all the good things. What's a leadership rule you were taught that you've completely thrown out the window? And what's one that you were taught that you follow? Or well, no, let me ask that question a better way. What's a leadership rule that you were taught that you just completely thrown out the window? And what are you following instead of that?
Mm.
I'm gonna say I've always been told, there's only one illustrious potentate, right? But I keep referencing this because I believe in playing team ball, right? I might be the illustrious potentate, but I'm no good without my team, right? My job, as you just asked the question, if something was to happen to me, how confident do I feel with the person that's following me doing the job? I absolutely feel highly confident with him because I know he can do the job, right? He's, we've been riding with each other for a long time. We got raised together. He was actually the worshipful master of our lodge. So, you have it's my job to make sure that he's ready, but I know he's ready. But I threw out some things in my that I've learned from I sat under 8 potentates and I took some from each potentate that I sat up under, right? Some of it was good, some of it was bad. But you as a person have to decipher what's good and what's bad and incorporate that into your plan. So to answer your question, the bad habits that I seen, I thrown out. I thrown out. But you gotta also again, I'm gonna keep saying this till I turn blue in the face. I'm no good without them. I'm no
Bro, I don't
good
know if
without
you're gonna be
them.
able to turn blue. You're a little dark, and so
Well, okay, we'll turn darker, especially in Tampa. But
turn blue.
I'm a firm believer, man. I'm no good without my team, and that's just gonna be me. I'm no good without my team. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am today. So that's what I have. Ain't that right,
Hey.
big head?
That's right, big head.
No, I'm in this big head now. All this, you gotta watch that big head now. This is the season that big head getting thrown around a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
inboxes. Hey, big
yeah.
head. I'm like, oh, I
Yes,
don't
it
know you
is.
that well.
It's that
Somebody
time.
somebody called me Wheelie today. I said, I don't know you that well. You don't just give me no nicknames now. Your pet names now, man. Hot Wheels, not Willie. Hot Wheels. Okay, Hot Wheels. The whole name, Hot Wheels. Don't. Come on, Angel. I'm sorry, I got a little tangent right there.
someone told me you don't need to share this information with them. They're new, and you shouldn't be putting this on them. You don't need to tell them this, and you don't need to share that with them. And no, don't tell them this. You're gonna run them off. That was not good advice. That was not good direction, because what happened is, a few years down the line, when they found out, it was like, well, why didn't you tell us? Did you think that we weren't intelligent enough to handle it? Let your team know what's going on at all times. Unless it's a legal need to know matter, it's not just you, it's the entire team. You always have to be thinking with a team mindset. Everybody says there's no I in team. How many people actually live that, though? The that piece of advice made me isolate myself from my team, and that was not good. You can't accomplish anything without your team. But now you've isolated yourself from your team. They've lost trust in you. How do you rebuild that? It's just an avalanche. It just keeps going downhill from there, and that takes a whole lot of work to pull it back up and pull it back together. I think instead, I like to operate with the mindset of, we can do this, we can do that. Everything has to be a group effort. You can't get anywhere, you can't accomplish your goals if you're not including your entire team. If you want to talk about the divan, why are you not discussing things with your divan? Why are you not talking to your divan and saying, hey, this is what we're facing, this is what we're doing, this is what we have coming up? They're part of leadership. You don't just keep that in the East. You got to bring people on. If they were smart enough for you to vote for them, then they're smart enough to know what's going on.
We see y'all. I only allot so much time for this, but y'all just throw some stuff out there that I think we could really hammer on. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if they not watching now, somebody's gonna watch this down the road who's sitting on that divan trying to figure out what the hell is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be following the person ahead of me, but they ain't worth the nickel's worth of dog's meat. And the ship is going down fast. And what we doing? What are we doing right now? So I want you all see this pastoral side of me. Y'all gotta pray for me on this one. Speak to, and I'm gonna flip this. Zoe, I want you to speak to that leader who is leading because he has the title, but not actually leading. And Angel, I want you to speak to those who are following that type of leader who's watching the ship go down and they don't know what to do, but they trying to hold it together. Zoe, I'm gonna let you go first, and then Angel, you go.
If you're a leader, if you're out there and you're a leader and you're only leading because you're in charge, it's self-destruction. As I said before I got on, before you invited me, I put in the comments, a leader is someone who's willing to bring someone to your level. Preparation, teaching, grooming. That's a leader. Not because you chase the title. A title is no good if you're not doing the job, right? So I tell anybody out there this lead, whether it's at this organization, at work, if you're a supervisor, it's your job as a leader to prepare a person to someday take your job. That's just the bald facts of it. So if I'm not preparing you to take my job or take my spot or be the next leader, then I failed. I was just there for the title and not for the job.
Come on, Angel. Encourage those second chair leaders, because that's what they are. They second chair leaders.
Are we going to let one person destroy everything that we have worked hard to maintain? So the person in front of you, let's say, the person in the east, the person that's running things, whatever, what have you, they're not doing a good job. If we walk away, everything fails. You have to hang in there. There's still lessons that you can learn from this leader. You're learning the type of leader that you don't want to be. You don't want to be the person that just sits there with the gavel. You don't want to be the manager that just sits in the office and plays video games on his phone. You're learning what you don't want to be. There's a lesson to be learned in everything. But if you just give up and walk away, then it's all going to crumble. So does that mean that you were only in it because you wanted to get to the East and lead this booming, successful quarter temple? Or were you in line for the East because you've been leading this whole time and you want to continue to lead the successful efforts that you do in the community? What was your reason for wanting to be a leader? You don't let one leader stop you. You don't let one bad leader over here stop you. That just means that you keep on taking notes of what you don't want to be. I will not do this. I will not be this type of leader. I will not, whatever this person is doing, those are the things that you're learning that you're not going to do. And then that next year you move up and you be that amazing leader. You turn, your whole attitude and everything. You turn everyone's attitudes around. You increase everyone's morale because you're just like, hey, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna do this. Okay, we had some bad days. That's in the past now. That was then. This is now. So let's get it. Let's keep it moving. But you learn from that person that didn't do the greatest job.
Leadership is a topic that can be talked about
Forever.
every day, because at the end of the day, leaders are always learning, and so we should always be learning continuously. There's so much more that we could expound on, talk about, so many different trails that we could steer in. I still didn't get a chance to ask you about this distinctive ladies
Top
thing.
ladies with distinction.
There you go. I didn't get a chance to ask you about that. I didn't get a
What
chance
you want to know? What you want to know?
What is it? What is this top ladies of distinction? We want to know.
So, top ladies of distinction, it's a women's organization. It's been around since September 8th, 1964. And I'm not gonna go through the whole story
because you about to give us the history. I
was about to like, oh, let me tell you about this. But we aim to be tops in service, right? We are out here to serve the community. That is what we are. That is what we see ourselves, our reason. Our number one thing that we do is our Top Teens of America program for the youth. If we don't have our teen chapter, we don't have our top ladies chapter. We have to have our teens. We have to be pouring into our youth. We have to be giving back to them. We have to be training them up the way that they need to be. And then we bring them along with us as we continue and push to be these great stewards in the community, these people who are truly giving back. We're beautifying communities. We are, working with our seniors. There's just so many things that I could just kind of keep going about. I really do love TLOD, Top Ladies of Distinction. But we are all leaders in our own way, in our own positions, whether we have a position or not. We are all leaders and we're out here leading the community. So I encourage anybody to go to tlodinc.org and learn more about us. Or, you can hit me up, girl. Hit me up. Tell me you want to know something. I'll tell you.
Oh, here we go. Well, listen, we getting ready to get out of here. But I want to thank my sister. She listening. She in church. Uh, she in church and she's still listening. She's supposed to be listening to the word. She listening to the show. She's in church. Zoe, I
Love
want to
you,
thank
Adrian.
Zoe. I want to thank you for tapping in with us tonight, man. Always a pleasure to have you. And
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
to the very lovely Angel Cooper.
Big
Come on
head.
here. Come on home with these red lips and carrying on. The green eyes, hazel. Let me ask. Okay, we got another question. Right? Is them contacts or is them your eyes?
The color is mine, but I do wear contacts because I don't want to wear my glasses. But the color is mine. When I was born, I have blue eyes. I get them
Wait,
from my granny.
you said when you was born you had blue eyes,
I did.
but your eyes is green.
They're hazel, light brown, whatever. They just eyeballs.
I ain't never seen no eyes go from green to hazel. I mean, blue to.
Yeah.
Where you from?
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, the 513.
Is that the Buckeye? No, that's Cleveland.
That's
No,
Columbus.
Columbus.
But I will give an OH and an IO just to rep my state.
It's okay. Did you go to HBCU or something like that though?
So I graduated from Hampton University in
Stop.
2002.
I won't hear nothing else because that's the other HU. No. HU.
Blasphemy.
You know.
Blasphemy.
Hold on now. Wait. HU, you know. That's the only HU we know. We don't know about no Hampton, the home by the sea. We don't know about no home by the sea. That's all that means. Y'all got a bunch of seagulls over there on your campus. God bless you today. See, I was trying to be serious and close the show in a very serious manner, but now that you done said all this Hampton and your eyes went from blue to green and the yellow and the red, now I got to ask some more questions because I'm trying to see something here. That must be an Ohio thing where your eyes change colors as you grow older.
I got them from my grandma. My grandmother's eyes were bluish gray color. I have one of my baby cousins. She's what is she now? She's 2 now. She has the blue eyes. So, I'm like closely watching to see if her eyes change. I'm like, ooh, let's see if hers change around when mine did, or is she gonna stay with the blue eyes? I don't know. But what I do tell people is my daddy was African American and my mama was African American. I ain't got no Indian in me.
All right. See. There are a lot of questions now. A lot of questions. I'm just trying to tell you, got a lot of questions there.
Black and black made green eyes.
Black and black. See, I'm gonna leave it alone. We're gonna leave that alone on tonight, and I'm gonna go back to thanking y'all for being with me.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. I was nervous. I was like, "Ooh,
what you was nervous about?"
I was just like, "Ooh, you want me to do what?" Ooh.
You don't have time to be nervous.
Hear what I got to say?
You don't have time to be nervous. Ain't no time.
Biggie always ready. You never know. Zoe didn't know he was coming on tonight.
I didn't.
Sometimes you just got to be always ready to give a report.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, this was fun. Thank you. I will come back anytime.
I'm gonna say this, man. I think you should have a live podcast when we're in Tampa, man. I think you should set somewhere up, man. Have a live show in Tampa. That's just an idea. Just throw it out there to you, man.
So it's funny that you say that. One of my kind of heart's desires, right, is to actually do a live show at Session. Like actually find a room, live audience. Like my sister said that she would come on with me, but I think that to have an opportunity to talk about real issues, that's kind of my thing. Now, of course, I've been podcasting since like right before COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like podcasting got really big during COVID. I had a show at that time called The Elephant in the Room. There was no subject matter that we didn't touch because there's always so many doggone elephants in the room that nobody wants to touch. And I was just willing to touch them, and deal with them and bring people on that had the conversation with me. And I would always tell people, we're not going to deal with no falsehoods. Like, if you're going to come on, we're going to talk about it. We're going to address it head on. We may all agree. We may not all agree, but we're going to deal with it. I got tired of podcasting for a while. So I got out. A couple of people were asking me to bring my show back. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to bring back the elephant in the room because, it's just a lot. So I came up with Sippin' on the Camel's Milk. Now, different title, I know, but when you sip on the
listen, I think you should do it, man. It's in the atmosphere. You should make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. No, listen.
Let's go.
The schedule is so busy, though. It's so packed.
That's all right. You don't need
People
a
find
good
time for what
30,
they
40
want.
minutes, man. People gonna want to hear, and they're gonna want to participate.
Yep.
So I don't think it's make it happen, man. Make it happen.
There it is.
Let me throw a plug in there right quick. So
here we go.
If you didn't know, I'm the class president of the Legends, and we do have a cruise on that Saturday. And if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. Tickets are still on sale for our cruise. So come join us on our cruise.
Well, since you throwing your little plugs in, come on, Angel. Look like you got something to plug. Come on.
I mean, I was just gonna plug the best joint ball that the domain will ever attend.
Go down.
Listen, I'm saying what I'm saying. Nabi Joint Ball, the Royal Sapphire Experience, October 9th through 11th.
I'll be there.
NabiJointBall.com. Get your tickets now.
Well, since we're talking about things that's happening, I just want to let y'all know that on the Sunday of the ball, Sunday of the ball, on the Sunday of the Imperial Session, that's Sunday the 15th, I believe it is. Is that the 15th? Sean is in the comments, so I got to watch what I say. There was going to be a gathering on that Sunday at 2 p.m., a royal affair. You all should come and wear some purple and hang out with us, and y'all should come to it. I will post a flyer for it later on. See, don't forget about the clowns. See, Sean going to make sure, because, it's all about the clowns. I need y'all to understand that the greatest department in this organization is the clowns. That's it. That's all. It's the greatest. You can ride bikes, motorcycles, horses. I don't care. The greatest department in the organization is the clowns. And we going to party on Sunday at 2:00.
All right.
So make sure y'all. And I also want to say before I get off that the greatest riders in the domain are at Al Tariq Temple number 245. God bless your heart. Listen, I'm so glad that you all have joined us on tonight. It has been a wonderful time. If I don't holler at y'all before Imperial, which I think I will, I think I'm going to have a couple clowns on with me right before we go to Imperial just to, have a little circus time. If I don't see you before then, listen, I want to see you in Tampa. Don't be acting weird, though. Please don't act weird. If you see me in Tampa, don't act weird. Speak to me. Hey, how you doing? But don't act like you know me. Don't, because you don't know me. You know of me. See, I could do a whole show on just that. Because people act like because they see you on Facebook that they know you. You don't know me. You know of me. It's a difference. All right. I love y'all so much. Glad to have y'all. We'll talk soon. Peace.